Good evening. I'd like to welcome you all to the DHS DMS Fall Athletic Banquet, where we are here to recognize our athletes and all their accomplishments for their seasons. Tonight, I would ask, if at all possible, please stay for the duration of the award ceremony so that all the athletes get the recognition and attention that they deserve. Athletes, after you are called up here and your sport is done, if you could please step to the side over here so that the newspaper and Mr. Inman can get pictures. I have a little bit of a change to tonight's agenda. Right now I would ask that Jane Stillwell please come up. She has a little bit that she would like to talk about. That is a community involvement idea that she wants to share.
They're all over the room, but you're welcome to look as I talk. But we're wanting this to be a kind of a movement, I guess you could say, Doniphan, where I had a dream that the signs, our signs, would be in all the yards and would be in the businesses. You can see them as you go through town, and you can see them as you go out on the highway. So by the time we start district basketball, they'll be all over the place. So when they start hopping on the buses and going to the games, they'll see all the spirit and the pride that we have for Doniphan. I'll be at the back, and if I've forgotten everything I meant to say up here, you can ask me back in. Okay, thank you.
I suppose we'll get this thing rolling tonight. Welcome and thank you all. There's so many of you that I owe thanks to. I want to start with Coach Savannah Moe. It's been awesome to have her as my assistant this year. And go ahead. Also want to say thank you to our administration and our administrative assistants, our bus personnel, scorekeepers for me. I know Talina and Misty and some others pitched in too and keeping the scorebook for us. It takes a lot of people to run this place and keep it where it's ready for all of us, our custodians and our maintenance crew, and to the parents for the many miles and late nights and the early mornings and getting these girls here and being there and supporting this team. An extra thank you to those who gave extra this year to feed these girls before our away games, and we just really appreciate you all so very much. We didn't have the greatest record this season, but for the second year in a row, we got to play in the semifinals of the district tournament. And then we had the pleasure of coming against number 1 Cape Notre Dame, but they went, they played their hearts out and did everything possible, played hard, and they knew they had to play a ball game against us. This time I'd like to go ahead and introduce the girls on our junior varsity team, our freshmen, Tori Virick, if you would come and if you would just step on down that direction. Olivia Johansson, Ashley Hall, Holly Collins, Adrian Morin, and Lily Patrick. Thank you to Lily. She also helped us out a lot of times with video and just whatever was needed as part of this group this year. Our sophomores, Carmela Pendergrass, Ashley Fowler, Addie Arnold, Bailey Honeycutt, and Riley Collins. Playing on the varsity this year, and I think y'all can kind of just gather there in front of the table maybe. Heather Kirk. Heather is a sophomore. These next two are sophomores as well. Carissa Mathis. Kinsey Reedus. And two of the sophomores that are already there also played some varsity, Ashlyn Fowler and Riley Collins. Juniors, Taylor Davis. Kendra Moore. Allison Skaggs. And our two favorite seniors, Madison Cisco and Timber Turner. These girls all put in a lot of time and effort, and I just want to say thank you to them, and I'll talk more about the seniors here in just a little bit. For awards tonight, let Coach catch up here. On our junior varsity, most improved goes to Carmela Pendergrass. Hardest worker, if you would come down this way and don't make Coach have to walk the whole way. Riley Collins. And on the junior varsity, best serving percentage, just by a little, goes to Adri Morin. Awards for the varsity this season, we have middle hitters and outside hitters and setters and defensive specialists and just a lot of different roles, serving specialist, just many different areas. Most aces this season goes to Kendra Moore. Best serving percentage to Taylor Davis. Most kills went to Kendra Moore. Also in the area of hitting, the best kill percentage and hitting percentage, Kinsey Reedus. Most blocks, and this is blocks for points, not just got your hand on the ball. But this is blocks that scored points, Allison Skaggs. And one that works her heart out on defense, as well as several others, but most digs. And that's just being all over the court and reading and putting forth the effort. And that goes to Timber Turner. Best on serve receive for us this season, and that goes to Madison Cisco. And the lady with the most assists was Kendra Moore. We had some special after-season honors, post-season honors, our OFC, Ozark Foothills Conference, all conference, and there will be a plaque presented, and as most of y'all know, there's a banquet held for the OFC, and all conference was Kendra Moore. Named honorable mention all conference, and we have a little plaque for them, Timber Turner and Kinsey Reedus. Second team, all district. And if y'all don't know, ours is what I consider a pretty tough district. Cape Notre Dame, Dexter, Kennett, New Madrid, and somebody else, and us. But really, really tough. So it's a great, great honor to be named All-District. Second team All-District, Kenzie Rivas. One of the things that I think is so very, very important, these aren't just athletes, these are scholar athletes, and these ladies work hard in the classroom and various other places, and coming real soon, it's not been announced yet, but we'll have several of these ladies on it's only for varsity, but several of them are going to be, I have a feeling, academic all-state, and so y'all can kind of watch for that. Yeah. Several of these ladies also, I just want to mention some of the other things that they do real quick. Went to Beta State Convention and were part of 2 groups that, one of them, I think, excuse me, finished first and won second, if I have it right, and they get to go on to nationals, and I just think that is fabulous to represent our school and Beta Club and our team. I was like, hey, that's my girls. So, and we have leadership. There's leadership all around in these girls right here. In FFA, there's leaders in FFA. Just a wonderful group of young ladies. Seniors, Timber and Maddie, I just want to say thank you to you two for your commitment and your dedication and the leadership that you have shown, and know that we will miss you, but you've got a lot left to do this year. So keep up the good work, and congratulations. And I have a little something for you.
Good evening. My name is Coach Rose Barron. I am a junior high as well as high school cross-country coach. At this time, I would like for all junior high and elementary cross-country runners to come forward, please. Okay, first of all, I want to thank the boosters, junior high boosters, for this season. I would like to thank Dr. Fish, Mrs. Wilcutt, Coach Stout, and all the parents for the junior high and elementary cross-country team. I'd also like to thank my wife and my son for putting up with me and being gone. And then most especially, I'd like to thank these guys. This has been a special year for Doniphan Junior High and Elementary Cross Country. A year that will always be very special to me in my heart, and the success that we have had this year. These guys right here dedicated themselves day in and day out, starting back in May, really, and coming to practice, cheering each other, and putting in the time that is immeasurable. And this group of young ladies and young men, they've got a very, very bright future if they stay with it. And I hope they will. For the first time in school history, to my knowledge, never in the history of Doniphan has an elementary program or junior high, maybe not even a junior high program, won medals as a team. We did that twice this year. And it's all because of their determination that they gave day in and day out, cheering each other on, picking each other up at practices when somebody was falling behind. That's heart. And again, it was a very, very special year. Thank you, guys. The most valuable runner of the year for junior high. Aubrey Sykes. Thank you, guys. Oh. High school runners, come on up, please. Okay, we had, for the high school, first of all, I would like to thank the boosters for putting this on this evening. I would like to thank Mr. Jones, Coach Stout, the Medleys, and the Manuses for their wonderful contribution and support this year. I would also like to thank, once again, my wife and my son, and of course, the 4 runners that we had. The 2 boys are not here this evening. Again, like the junior high, wow, what a year. These 2 young ladies, once again, just like the junior high, committed themselves day in and day out. They were here. And since I've been doing this for 11 years now, I believe. And for the first time in 11 years, Doniphan High School has not had as successful as a program as we have this year by the awards that we have received because of these 2 young ladies. They've won more awards this year than any previous year in the past. Congratulations, girls. You know, it's nice to win awards and honors, but something that means a lot to me, whether it be on the high school or junior high level, is what's in your heart. These 2 young ladies and those kids that were just up here have a lot of it and huge hearts. And so I want to thank, once again, these kids, these 2 young ladies, and the kids and their parents for raising you so well. Thank you. That being said, the most valuable runner of the year goes to Mason.
First of all, I want to say congratulations to all the athletes that have been and will be honored tonight. Sports are such a great complement to your education. In addition to any awards you might receive, I promise you that each of you have learned life lessons like perseverance, strength of character, and the ability to push yourself harder than you ever thought possible. You will use this knowledge the rest of your life. And you just thought you were having fun playing a game, didn't you, Nelson? Congratulations to you all on a great season. What is about to take place tonight is something that may very well have never happened before. I Googled it up with a lot of different keywords, and I can't find anything like it. This little old community of Doniphan, Missouri has built and funded a football program worth more than $500,000. Over 250 people have contributed financially, and I have no idea how many people have donated their time. What this community has come together and done, I believe, is unprecedented, and I'm not sure it could ever be repeated. Tonight, Doniphan for Football will be gifting the football program and real estate to the Doniphan R1 School District as promised 6 years ago. I would like to recognize the Doniphan for Football board members that helped make this happen. My beautiful wife, Lisa Pennington. David and Danielle Gettings, who could be with us tonight. David and Susan McKnight. Jim Hunt. Barbie Rogers. Jeremy Stout, Coach Scott. Tricia Kolepsik. And Jim and Jane Stillwell. This is the hardest working group of people I have ever met. They have donated the biggest part of their free time for the last 6 years to make this dream a reality. Devin, are you? Devin, this football program has been like our baby for the last 6 years. We've kept it fed, helped it grow from nothing, gave it a haircut every week, worked our tails off to make sure it didn't want for anything, and now, 6 years later, it's ready to go off to school. Seriously, Devin, 6 years ago, the school board gave us an opportunity to try to accomplish a task. I really appreciate the faith that the school board had in us, because this could have gone terribly bad for everyone, and an embarrassment to the school and us. But fortunately, the stars were aligned and the planets were all aligned just correctly, and a lot of miraculous things happened. And tonight, I would like to give you this general warranty deed to the property of the football field and all the contents there. Thank you very, very much.
thank you, Gary, for all that you and the board for football does for us around here. As you can tell, our head coach, Coach Cox, is not here tonight. He's very sad that he misses this opportunity to celebrate the hard work that all the middle school boys have done for us this year. With that said, the middle school boys, if you are here, please come up here to the front. This year, we were fortunate enough to have the highest number that I've known of 27 kids come out to play football between 2 grades. Yes. Many of these boys were with us for the entirety of the summer, coming in and putting in work from in the weight room, on the football field, being around the game and being around great influences like these high schoolers that we will get to honor here in a little bit. These boys have worked hard. Their season isn't near as long as most of them, but for the 10 weeks that we have them, they came in and worked and improved every week. We feel like every week, every practice, we got better and better as the season went on. We had our best practices towards the end of the season, and that is what we aim for. I want to thank all the extra work that Coach Stout, Cheney, Lance, and Randolph do to help me, Coach Cox, and Coach Brown with these guys. Any chance they have an opportunity to help us, they don't hesitate to. And with that said, we have a few awards here. First off, our Offensive Player of the Year, Devin Alfonso. Our Defensive Player of the Year, Zach Cook. Our Linemen of the Year, and there's 3 of them, Hayden Harder, Cooper Robinson, and Austin Summerfield. Our Most Improved, and his improvement from last year to this year is astounding. I don't think he's here tonight, but Josh Morrow. Our Spirit Award, and this kid, despite his stature and everything, he gives effort 100% of the time, and that's Jaden Billings. And that award was also player voted, so it shows amongst his teammates. Our other player voted award is the Best Teammate or the Brotherhood Award. And this guy has worked his tail off the entirety of the summer. I've never seen a kid step up from last year and be an extraordinary leader that he is, and that is Matt Woodridge. Oh yeah, I guess we can do that too. Like I was saying earlier, for the kids that showed up for the entirety of the summer for our weight program, which is quite a dedication, Devin Alfonso, Matt Woolridge, Devin Ferguson, Zach Cook, Jacob Limbaugh, Jaden Billings, Jalen Billings, Cooper Robinson, Carter, what's his last name? Carter, he only sent me first name, so sorry. Brody, Lawrence, Austin Summerfield, John Joyner, Hunter Anders, and Brylan Monahan. Again, we appreciate all the hard work these boys put in and the support that we get from the community, and we hope to continue to see these boys dedicate themselves to football and grow for the next 5 to 6 years. Thank you.
Good evening. Before I get to our guys and get those guys up here, I'd first like to thank the administration at this school. We have a very supportive administration, and they help us out, all the coaches, to the best of their ability, and they do a fantastic Next, I want to thank Turner Broadcasting, and Mr. Matt Moore. You guys do a phenomenal job. Mr. Matt and his team do a great job of broadcasting all sports that they can, obviously, over their YouTube channel. And obviously during this time of COVID, it's much needed for those who obviously cannot attend the games live. And of course, we missed that gate money on the 80s. I'm not thinking, but you know, it's still a great thing that you do, Matt, to give the opportunity for these folks to be able to still watch their grandkids or their children or their aunts and uncles from coast to coast and still be able to be like they're right here in the gym or on the field or wherever it may be. So, thank you so much. Next, I'd like to thank our coaching staff. Coach Lance. Coach Lance is our offensive coordinator. Andy Cheney is our special teams, wide receivers, and DBs coach. Zach Randolph is our O-line and D-line coach. Coach Cox, Coach Glenn Cox, and Hunter Dilbeck are our Eagle Eye. And what that is the guys you guys see us on the sideline with headsets on. That's who we're talking to. And they sit there up in the press box trying to tell us how we're screwing up. So usually it's a lot of yelling going back and forth that you guys will never hear anyway. So. And then the most important one here on the sideline, I think, is Coach Brown. Coach Brown is our sideline maintenance guy, and I had to make that sound pretty good because it's really a get-back guy. He's really the one that keeps me out of trouble, and whenever I get hot and heavy on the officials, he pulls me back, but he did a great job with that. So thank you. I'd also like to thank Gage Taylor. He was our manager this year. He did a pretty good job for us, and we always appreciate all the help we can get there. Moving on, I just introduced these coaches, but I think more important, thanks to anything would go to these coaches' families. I want to thank them, their families, for giving up their fathers or husbands for, 12 weeks or 3 months. And we work them 6 days a week for an ungodly amount of hours. So I want to thank the family members of these guys and all they give up to do. All right, getting on into our recognition of our players, we're going to start out with our letters. Now, we had one young man that was with us this year that did not quite meet the requirements of the letter. However, he's just as much a brother as anybody is to us. So he's still part of our brotherhood. He's still on his team. He just didn't meet those requirements, and that's Hunter Johnson. I don't think he was able to be here tonight, but I still want to recognize him as well. All right, starting with our first year letters. If I call your name, come up here and receive your letter. Harley Elliott. Devin Horton. Ray John Penny. Quentin Anders. Morgan Johnson. Brian Boyd. Jacob Williams. Wyatt Griffin. Hayden Bush. J.D. Burton. Logan Price. And Cliff Hodo. Second year letters. Now we had, and this goes for volleyball as well, and we'll get you ladies your pins and bars, service bars, but they did not come in with our patch order. I'm assuming they're like everything else and sitting on a container ship somewhere out in the Pacific, but hopefully we'll get those in as soon as possible. Second year letter, Joel Ryan. Devin Hart. Matthew Schroeder. Kristen Rhines. Waylon Spencer. Braden Hinton. Luke Emmons. Ethan Clubb. And Carson Roberts. 3-year letter. Dalton Sappington. Carla Jones. Carson LaRue. Jackson LaRue. Christopher Black. And for the first time in over 40 years, 4-year letterman, Bill Hall. Nolan Duranka. Dawson Bishop. Alonzo Rios. All right, we're going to get on to our team awards. The first award we're going to hand out tonight is our Most Courageous Award. This award is going to go to a young man that has never played football before, had no idea anything about it whatsoever, questioned it every week, you know, but always came out and showed toughness, showed the ability that he could start learning, and right up until it was taken away from him, he actually told me the day before that practice, that Coach, I'm starting to figure this thing out. I said, well, that's great. You know. But Jacob Williams. Our Best Hands Award this year is going to go to a young man. You're going to hear his name a lot in the next few years, Luke Emmons. Most Improved Award this year goes to an offensive lineman. This young man, he came in, and he's played for us for a few years, and he's really taken on the role. And there towards the end of the season, he was probably one of our better offensive linemen that we had. He made strides throughout the season. I'm very proud of him, and I'm very excited to see what he can do his senior year. Dalton Sappington. Most versatile. This award goes to a player that we have to use all over the field. We've got 2 recipients of this award this year because we've got 2 young men that had to step in and take on some totally different roles due to injury and other things. But the first one is Charlie Jones. Charlie he played offensive guard for us and stepped in and turned out to be one heck of a fullback. So, great job. As long as you hang on the ball. The next recipient of this award started out as a defensive end for us, and we got thin an inside linebacker, came in inside linebacker for us against St. Pius and absolutely destroyed them. Carson LaRue. We have one young man that's not here tonight. We're still going to recognize him. He's a freshman for the Most Impressive Up-and-Coming Award. This young man is a very good JV athlete, but he stepped in and actually had to play every varsity game we had. That's Cliff Hodo. Most Outstanding Specialist Award, this goes to the guy that has a unique set of skills that enables us to be able to do different things. And this year it's going to go to a kicker, Nolan Duranka. Nolan does a great job for us all over the field. He really takes on that kick and roll. I really think it's because he tries to outdo Alonzo like every day. So whatever works, works. You know, we'll take it. Speaking of Alonzo, most outstanding running back, Alonzo Rios. Alonzo may be one of the toughest kids I've ever coached. Every day I come in on Sunday practice and ask him how he's feeling, and he lies straight to my face and says he feels great, he feels $1 million. And then when I turn my back, he runs away from me. So he is a very, very tough young man. And if he ever has to set up a practice, and he did have to set up 1 or 2 of them, you knew he was hurting pretty bad. Congratulations. So. Most outstanding offensive linemen, we had 2 this year. We have 2 very, very steady offensive linemen. The first one we're going to give out. This young man, let me tell you, finding a center is a very difficult thing to do. To find one that's as consistent as this young man is near impossible. Dylan Hall. The next young man we're going to recognize actually just got back from playing in the All-Star game down in Dallas at the All-American Blue and Gray game. Did a great job down there, and he represented our town and our team and our community very well. Dawson Bishop. Most outstanding defensive back. Now on paper, if I was to give you some stats, you'd call me a liar if I told you this kid has never played football a day in his life, and he hasn't. Matter of fact, in July we had to get him out there in a 7-on-7 to try to convince him to play and think that it would be good for him, and he ended up enjoying it. He did a great job at it, and he has set the stats very high in the record book. And I'm not a real big stats guy, but somebody's going to have a hard time going after some of these. J.D. Burton. Most outstanding linebacker award is going to go to a 2-way player for us. This young man, phenomenal athlete, and when he is not on the field, you can definitely tell it. When he's on the field, he's a headhunter. He loves defense. He gets after it, and if he's going to come downhill and hit you, you're going to feel it. Alonzo Rios. Most outstanding defensive lineman goes to probably one of the fastest D linemen that I've ever coached. Does a great job. He has a nose for the football, and he only knows one thing, and that is the word go. Jackson LaRue. So I get into our conference and district awards now. First, we're going to start with all district. We had two different categories this year. We had a first team and second team, which is phenomenal. So we're going to start with our second team all district players. Luke Emmons, fullback. Carson LaRue, linebacker. First team all class 3, District 1. At O-line, D-line, Dawson Bishop. Running back, inside linebacker, Alonzo Rios. Next, we're going to move to our all-region Southeast Missouri. We had 3 recipients of this award, which is phenomenal because I don't believe we've ever had any. A defensive back, J.D. Burton. Fullback, Luke Emmons. And an athlete is a position that you give for an all-around position. They don't get offense or defense. It's just defined as an athlete. But coming in an athlete is Alonzo Rios. Next, we're going to get into our All-CMO Central Conference Awards. This is the second year that we've been a member of the CMO Conference in the new era. And in this new era, we did not get placed in the lowest division, but we are in the middle division. As a matter of fact, we are the 9th largest team in this 18-team conference. So, to be able to get 9 kids brought to the table in this very competitive conference is something to speak of, and I'm very proud of these young men for that. Honorable mention, Carson LaRue, linebacker. Charlie Jones, offensive line. Dylan Hall, offensive line. Second team All-CMO Central, Alonzo Rios, running back. Dawson Bishop, offensive line. And Jackson LaRue, defensive line. First team All-CMO Central. Now, they have a banquet over in Poplar Bluff to recognize these young men, but we're going to do it here as well. Very proud of these 4 young men to be able to stand on the stage with some of the recipients of the gridiron banquet that they have over at the Coliseum. At kicker, Nolan Zawaka. Inside linebacker, Alonzo Rios. Defensive back, J.D. Burton. And at fullback, Luke Emmons. Now, this last award that we're gonna hand out is probably to me the most important award, because without this award and this type of mentality, nothing else is possible. Sports is not possible whatsoever. But we are all able to play the game within a school because of the school itself. And the school does not consist of courts, it does not consist of fields, it does not consist of balls, it does not consist of players. It consists of students, student athletes. And these next 4 recipients of this do a fantastic job. And this is our academic all-state for class 3. And we actually had some other guys that just barely missed the bar with it, because it's a very strenuous requirement that you have to go through in order to get there. But these 4 guys did it, and I'm very proud of them. Nolan Zawaka. Charlie Jones. J.D. Burton. And Ethan Clubs. Thank you, fellas. You guys can go get your picture taken. One other thing I did forget to address, but it has to do with our letters. We will be posting this. This is the first year that we've had an opportunity to have 4-year lettermen, and this is our 4-year letter plaque that will hang up in the weight room, and it will hopefully contain all the names that have went through this program for 4 years throughout their high school career.
I want to thank you all for coming tonight, and I'd like to ask that you give one more round of applause to all of our athletes here tonight and their incredible team. I want to thank those of you that stayed, even though your child may have been the first one. It means a lot. lot to the athletes to have people stay and watch them instead of leaving, even if they may not say it. So thank you. You all have a safe night and a safe drive.